A very warm welcome. We're here to do the Divine Masculine read for the week. And for those of you that are new, a very warm welcome. And let's get into it. Now, I do say from the read already and how it's been titled, this individual is really feeling at this point in their life that there is this deep revelation. Do make sure to go through and look at the Divine Feminine read, because already some of the messages that are coming through that I'm picking up here are really linking to the Divine Feminine read. So make sure to go and cross-reference. I do feel this individual this week is really going through some massive changes. And I don't know why I'm getting this feeling almost of, wanting to stutter, trying to get something out, trying to articulate it. Their routine, how they're thinking, how they're perceiving things, it's all very much shifting. We do have the throat chakra as the crowning energy. And it's interesting, it's a box, and it's like something's coming out of this box. Something is coming out of it's almost like a jack-in-the-box. It's like something's coming out, something's being revealed, something's being spoken. And this person is wanting to take action. It's something that they're really thinking about. The other thing I get is that and there is some anxiousness associated to this. So there was, in sitting and meditating upon this reading, I was getting a lot of anxiety. It was almost like hyperventilation. It's like the person's really embodying this. And we also see this from the past position. Now, I'll give you a close-up view. Clarity of belief. Now, this is their personal belief system, okay, in something in the past. It's being reevaluated. It's being looked upon. There's a huge revelation they're having. This card is in reverse. They weren't quite sure about what they were believing, whether it was their belief system or, a childhood kind of conditioning position. Really, really unsure about those things of the past. Have they made complete sense of the past? I feel they're processing this. I feel they're really summing things up, and especially from the top of it, it could be through a conversation. The other thing I noticed upon channeling, prior to channeling these messages, was a chain of events that occurred. And, it was like light bulb moments here and there. And I felt that this individual was really going through these light bulb moments. And sometimes it can come through in speech, as we do have as the crowning energy with this individual. It could be something that somebody says and suddenly something that, they were really wondering inside their own lives just makes completely and utter sense. Their dreams really for a very long time have been put on hold. And do I feel this maybe has something to do with Pluto and Capricorn? Yes, I do. I really, 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 really do. And there is, this feeling of this rebellion and breaking out, and this person really saying, hey, in the heart of it, have I actually kind of invested in my dreams, or have I been a product of other people's dreams? Like, what is it that I'm really dreaming and wanting? And there's this broken heart energy and detachment of what's not resonating with them anymore. And the sadness they're having is dreams that never came to pass. Something that they were striving for has not reached its full attainment, its full potential. Because again, I do feel they didn't really know what they believed in. They didn't really know how to sum things up. And they've come to this space now where they're addressing their heart's desires, where they're like, okay, no longer where it comes to me, where it comes to my needs, where it comes to my passions. I shine greater when I'm actually addressing those things. I do better when I'm moving towards things that really make me light up in my life. And I feel that this person has gained some inspiration from you. It might have been something that was said in previous years, maybe through a conversation you have with this individual, but something really is being shown here to do with what they want to end. There's a lot of tying up of loose ends that they're dealing with. And I feel this is coming in very, very rapidly. I don't feel it's, especially when you have a revelation and you're saying to yourself, gee, okay, well, I've found what really lights me up. I've found what's not lighting me up. Whatever those blockages are in the past, especially when we have retrogrades, tends to be, well, hey, it's in my highest good right now to either wrap it up, tie it up, or end it. And so when we're looking at this shine card, it's a 19. It's almost at that 10. so that, how can we bring these things to a head? How can we bring these things full circle? And I feel that this person's really wanting to bring things together. We will look at the bottom row. Yeah, it's like in order to come together, really needing to detach from certain things and cut things out. And that's why I was saying I was really psychically picking that this is them addressing things that aren't making them happy. I've got to tell you, I'm unhappy. And I feel that divine masculine. This could be coming through in the signature of the ethers. It could be something of a sense of a panic attack, that divine feminine's tuning into all of a sudden. That could be happening with her counterpart. There's some integration that they're personally going through. For some, I do feel this started last week. I really, really strongly feel it was in the last week of November. And I feel for many, this is integrating and occurring within the next 2 weeks. So this is a process that they're moving through, but I do feel it was activated in November. And it is playing out in the here and now and still being processed, but it's something that they're already in the mix of at this point in time. So this detachment, again, I did say, in the previous read, especially if you're cross-referencing rates, when you're getting the 11s or the 1, you're going from the 0 point to the 1, you're taking a leap of faith. You're like, okay, this is my plan of action. A lot of times why we don't is because we feel from a fair-based frequency that there is too much at stake, that there's too much we can lose. And so I feel that this individual has already gone through that process, and that, this is like variables that they were meditating upon, variables they're dealing with, infinite ways things could go. And then the pin is pulled, a decision is made, and then they're like, okay, where to from here? Do I have the tools to do that? I feel quite isolated now. I'm out here on this iceberg all alone. Where do I go from here? Where's land? Where is my partnership? And I feel it's about finding the peace in that. And I think that, the real positive thing, especially in a twin flame journey, is a separation from a karmic cycle generally happens with the individual. It will first happen with that person. Now, can you be in union with this person while they're going through it? 100%. And it is a process that does occur. And it happens on both sides of the fence. Could it happen at a regular rate? Yes, because as you're transforming into this new cycle, you're just not as codependent where you're going to judge that person while we're going through that process. But you see it because you've done it yourself. So you're not as triggered or, in the runner mode as you previously were before. That's one thing I can say. So this detachment, could it be to family? Yes, I'm seeing the tree on the shoulder. I'm seeing peace. I'm seeing conditioning and, where they're wanting to plant roots, detaching from things, cutting the dead foliage off, metaphorically, and making peace with it, but actually bringing peace back into their life. So sometimes it can be that when we cut things off from our life, it actually is bringing us more peace, and that in its own can be like a lottery, because we directly have said to ourselves, look, this is something that is for my highest good. It's it's a non-negotiable. It really has to happen. And this person is struggling with opening up, and so whomever is dealing with this individual, and this is where I feel the divine feminine's read is going to be perfect for really addressing these things, is that you are actually spiritually leading by example. You're creating that sacred space. You're creating that, that contrast for them to see that you are not karmic in nature, that you can relate to them and yes, have boundaries, but at the same time, not maybe judge the person for maybe not knowing better, but wanting to open up. And I do feel this person knows, and this is something in the forefront of their mind, is that they're really wanting to open up to you about what is going on. This can be through an apology. It could be through expressing why things have happened, what they've learned. There's a lot going on here in this read, and I think it's quite positive. Okay, now, sometimes it's like, okay, I won't do anything because I don't know what it's going to be. We're going to get into clarifying because I don't think that's blocking this person. Okay, any last statements that Divine Masculine wants to make? Okay, they've always known that there's been a connection with you. That's not surprising to them. They also feel as though if you were to hear from them, you wouldn't be surprised. But I think some of the things you might be. But again, I feel that they're thinking you're quite intuitive in nature. They also feel where it comes to lessons, you are requiring more. And what do I mean by that? If you're making the cake the same way, that's going to be something over time that you're not going to be attracted by. They also are being quite critical on themselves that, especially with these revelations, when it comes to fives, it's like, oh, I wanted to complete all these tasks, to create this perfect pyramid. And when we do come towards an individual and we don't completely have it all together, that's something we feel incredibly guilty about. I feel it's more to do with the intent that this person has. And I feel this person's intents are actually admirable. I don't get a lower frequency dynamic. But again, cross-reference the Divine Feminine's read because it is about how we show up. So, harm can't happen to us. And that's not to say we're invincible. I want to pull a clarifier here, but we're first going to go into, the salvaging of the heart and what's happening at the heart of this read with this individual. Because these dreams that they're really dissatisfied with, is this something, universe, that is ending for this person? Is this something, that we'll find out. They're saying shush. Yeah, it's like they're saying they can't work with people that don't work with them, and they understand how difficult it was for you to work with them. Okay, how do they feel about Divine Feminine here? This is a very, very dynamic connection. They feel very connected to you. You have helped them see what needs to go. You have helped them see the depth of this connection. You're somebody they actually want to grow old with, but this is a long-standing connection that they've, really felt that you are their dream. There's again, they keep referencing a family-related dynamic and changes in maybe home. Yeah, they've got some things to tell you. Right, what is this heart's desire here, please? Oh, okay, they're like the one that got away. They don't want the Divine Feminine to get away any longer. And they know that you've been very patient. And they've really had this light shone on that factor at this point in time. Okay, who is this individual and what is the situation that they're actually cutting off right now, please? They're also saying it's a myriad of areas. It's not just one, but we will still see how that's panning out. They're saying two's company, three's a crowd. There also could be three distinct areas that they're cycling out. Okay, how do they feel about this detachment with it? Because I feel it's almost like it's a no choice situation. Yeah, there you go. It's not so much it's a no choice. They've thought about it enough. So it's like it's something that's been lingering and festering, and it just is. It's like this is where it's at. They're saying it's been a headache. They're saying they're at peace with it. They just want to work with someone who's on the same page as them, really, and they've felt, they're actually questioning in their own mind, why are they working so hard to work with people that really weren't on the same page? It's been a head case of the situation for them. Lots of headaches, like 99 problems, like they're holding this kind of, it's like a shrine, but it's like a taller roll of problems that just never ends. It just kept piling up. I feel like they're gaining that kind of confidence To just go, no, enough's enough. Yeah, there's the commitment here. They felt they could never be themselves. Oh, gosh. This person could be very comical in a way, even though maybe their light hasn't been shown most recently. It's almost like they couldn't take a sick day. That's spiritually how it's coming through. So there was always a problem. It's like, no, it's not about you. Put yourself second, thanks. So it's like they're saying they can never really take a sick day. They can never really have time off. And there was always this expectation for them to improve. We're going to the clarify for that. I'm tuning into at this point in time the awaiting results. Now, they're just like, wow, it's like a bubble chart. They're showing me this bubble chart. They're showing me all these things that they're throwing at the wall. I can say this state closure they're having is to do first and foremost with an ending of a cycle. There was concerns about maybe judgment based on maybe their religious beliefs for some. This could have been having faith in themselves and confidence, and maybe asking the universe for results, a little bit like asking for a sign, but then sitting there and doing nothing, and the lifeboat comes and you don't take it. So that has been shown to me. There also could have been a financial situation and a person that was quite manipulative from a mental point of view. There's also one scenario they're showing me here, because they're literally showing me a bubble chart. Now, could this be that there's segments that are really relating to your twin? Yes. Could it mean all of these things? Yes, as well. There also is a scenario they're painting me here of an unwell karmic and, conflict relating to such. Was this also, in a revelation sense, helping them realize that, yes, okay, they may have had a bond with this person at a point in the journey, but they haven't for some time now. And so this has gradually helped them process such. And this revelation they're having, I can say they do wish that they had taken the path with you a very long time ago, but they also have reached peace with that they can't turn time back. But they do very much want to build with you, and they know what they need to deal with. So there is a lot at the moment they're dealing with. This is going to bring a conversation up. Now, this conversation I do feel is about divine feminine, either with divine feminine or articulating to this karmic cycle and storyline in their dream life of what they want, where they're going, and what they're not doing anymore. This is a big wrap up, especially with the vibes. Love and light. We'll check in with you next week. If you do want to follow us, don't forget to click the bell. And very separately, we do have the Masculine, Feminine, and Karmic Weekly. We have 4 editions a month. Otherwise, I will see you on the other side. Take care.